I wanted to record real quick, but I don't think I'm going to have very long. Stella is just like up and down, go back and forth, back and forth. She's really struggling, but there is some really weird stuff happening with this Schumann resonance. Like at 3:30 every night, it's going blank for, I don't know if it's hours or if it's like 45 minutes or something. It's going blank, and then the vibration of the planet's going up to like 20 or something. You'd have to tune in to all these different people who are monitoring the Schumann resonance and stuff, and there are a lot of astrology people that talk about it. So anyways, it's doing something really unusual. But one of the girls was talking about how weird it's making pets act, and so I think that could be also making exasperating Stella's physical symptoms, you know. So anyways, that's worse too. But there was something I wanted to talk. There was a few different things, but this one thing, you know, the one girl who had wanted to come over and all that, and then I saw her doing those videos of showing her, trying to get her mom on video abusing, like this whole thing, and so she took off. She's not called me or anything like that. But she had but now on her video, she's taken off and she has gone to the desert and stuff like that. So she keeps doing videos that she seems like she's really, you know, doing good and trying to really help other people heal and stuff. So everybody's journey is different. And everybody's stuff that they're here to experience the reverberation for is their own stuff. So I knew it. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can let her in real quick. Hold on, because I just started. Hold on. So, come on, hurry up. I'm busy. Come on. Let's go. Okay. So, anyways, the thing that I really wanted to talk about was this girl, a different girl. And I had talked about her a long while back. And she is somebody who has been out there, you know, talking on spiritual stuff. Like everything has fallen apart, not just one thing, you know. It's not just like the LGBT or any of that. It's all these different things are going to, you know, are all coming apart. People are coming apart. And so she had, for a while, it seemed like her and I were like kind of on the same page. Like we'd talk about similar stuff, and we would kind of chat a little bit and comments and stuff. And then so many people that I used to talk to just kind of disappeared one day. It was weird. And then, you know, my account went into some sort of closet somewhere. So I figured it was a personal thing. And, you know, life had gone on for all these people, but I don't know everybody's account. I know how to go find everybody. And plus, I just trust the universe. They bring you what you need to see, what you need to know. It comes to you. And so today, and the videos that have popped up, there is like a few people, like you see this like a decline, you know. And so she was, I don't know, she was going really good on some things, and then, you know, there were some other things that she was saying that I thought were strange or whatever. And then, you know, to me, her outlook on some things was really showing through, but she may not see it. Just, I have the unfortunate thing of seeing some things before other people. But so now though, she's kind of in complete meltdown, to me it seems like, because she's doing this whole video like she's bawling. You know, she thought she was doing God's work, but why then, you know, God's turned on her basically, and because she was giving and was taken advantage of or something. I don't even know the whole story, but the flaws in this story, that's what I want to talk about, is a few flaws that I hear going on. For one thing, Dylan, you know, our leader in the community for the woman who she's out there just blowing up that pathway. She or he, whatever they want to, God makes mistakes. That's what happened. God made a mistake. To me, it's like, okay, so, you're going to have to decide somewhere in here. Is there no God? Is there a God? And is there just a God that conveniently makes mistakes so that you don't have to take responsibility for yourself? And, it is ludicrous at this point. Like, it's such a victim society, such a victim mentality. Oh, it's not me. Or it's, oh, God's out to get me. The universe is out to get me. And that's what she was kind of doing, like this whole kind of thing. It was like, oh my God, this is not what you want to be putting out there. Like, this video, would not be, but there, like I said, everybody is going to be doing their own thing and get their own reverberation. And there's an energetic reverberation. So, she, whatever is out there, like playing the victim, and poor her, and God's out to get her, and God doesn't have her back, even when she's trying to do God's work and stuff like that. And there is so much ego. Like, that is just so filled with ego. And not just that, the whole victim mentality, this whole victim, paradigm that we have to break through, this programming. It's nothing is you, nothing is your choices, it's everything else except for you. Because in all actuality, the things we're supposed to be learning here is to take care of ourselves. Because we're in this period of time, which to me seems real obvious, but a lot of people don't seem to understand it. But we're moving out of this time of dependency and control, and we're moving into sovereignty and independence. So what things would go in that social programming to move you from these, move you from book A to book B? It's common sense, which is quite obvious that is something that they don't want people to have. They don't want people to think for themselves. They don't want people to have logic or anything like that. They just want people to believe what they're told and shut the hell up and watch out for the bullies, because they will take you down if you don't, go along with the narrative, no matter how absurd it is. And so, she's moving around. Hold on. Here, I'll move this. She just can't get comfortable. And she's so stiff, and she's got so many cysts on her. It's okay, sweetie. You're okay. You're okay, honey bunny. And then I think still she's got something with her ear and this side of her face where it was drooping. It's still like, I don't know, she has a brain tumor or whatever. I know I'm not going to put her through chemo and all of their nonsense. It just sucks. Come over here and lay down, honey. Okay. Anyways, I want to finish saying this. So, the victim mentality, it's not me, it's not my choices. You're here to learn, to recognize the choices that you make. And so you don't go and do something, like you got to look of what's good for you and what's not good for you. You don't just give if it's not good for you, if it's going to hurt you. And that was her whole, whining and crying and thing. If she didn't just do something that would hurt her kids, hurt herself. She did something that impacted her whole family by giving away. I'm not really sure what the whole situation was, but it was, God should have been watching out for her. God should have taken care of it. God should have known. And it's like, that's not how it works, honey. It is you. You are your God. There isn't some mad man up there who is trying to punish you and control you and shame you and stuff. It's you. You are the one doing it to you, so you can understand yourself. And so when you're going and giving something away that is going to hurt you, hurt your family and stuff, because you feel like you're being a good person, well, you got to recognize that's not going to make you a better person to constantly be giving stuff away. That's ego. If you think like, oh, this person needs you to survive, this person needs you. That is one thing that, even with all these crisis after crisis after crisis, I know in my spiritual heart that each of these people are here to save themselves, to pull themselves free. So it's not my job to go in and rescue anybody. It's everybody's opportunity to rescue themselves, to be their own victor and to champion themselves. And so it isn't, nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to pull you out of your bad mistake or your bad choices. It's for you to recognize the choices that you make. And, and then hopefully, if you're not happy with the choice and you're making bad choices, then it's an opportunity for you to recognize that and stop making choices that interfere with what's best for you. Because it has to be right now in this focus of independence, mind, body, spirit. That is not like, everything about who you are in the community. That is going to unfold with everything else. But right now it is about you figuring out, first of all, it is you just waking up, just being like, questioning something in reality so that you begin to, correspond with the universe and begin to understand that there's something more going on. Like that is just in the first steps of it. And then, you have to go through so much healing and so much of recognizing your choices and taking responsibility and, seeing what choices you make out of pain, out of guilt, out of shame, but you can't go and it isn't like paying penance or something. This isn't like a Catholic thing. Well, if I do this, will you do that? It isn't going to go like that, because you're not in this, the word, different words that aren't exactly the word, because you are in this, this thing with the universe of, trying to understand value and worth and stuff like that. And so you have to, you have to start to understand your own value, your own worth. And a part of that is the development of like understanding about your energy, and you're just giving it away. And what do you want to do with it? And they've got people in such a point of disrespecting life. Life sucks. Everybody wants to kill themselves. Nobody has any kind of respect for existence. People don't understand to live in harmony with the planet. All these people in the cities, they still, they're, they need the corporations. They have become dependent. It's nutty how dependent people have come so fast. How so many people don't know, they don't have very many skills. They don't know how to do things. They think that is a good thing. When they don't know how to cook and someone cooks for them, someone makes all their clothes, someone does everything for them, and they don't ever think like that could be something that is missing in them, and that is something that they may want to develop. So, it is, there's just so much stuff for people to start understanding and seeing as they awaken, and understanding life in a more deeper kind of way of looking at things. And so, but there is going to be a lot of people in the, because I saw somebody else doing a video a little while ago, and she was saying, and I don't know what she was talking about at all. She was just saying in the spiritual community, she said it's really showing there's a lot of fake people who are just saying stuff, and people who are misleading, and people who are giving wrong information all over the place. And it is hard to see. It is hard to watch when you see. And it does, make you question, like I do, question the universe. Like, why would you be having all this information that would be coming to me, but then, there's this whole holdup, like, why isn't the information going out into the place? And it's because, they have perfect timing, how they want it to come at the right time. I think it has something to do with when people can understand it more or something, because there's just so much chaos and so much fighting, and people, don't see, and a lot of stuff has to fall away. A lot of people who are marketing themselves as highly spiritual, well, yeah, you could be highly spiritual, but you got to do your healing. Otherwise, you're not ready to carry a lantern. You still need to be trying to work on you, not out there trying to lead the way. You're not ready to lead the way, until you've, walked some of the walk, and, you've fallen down and had to get up a few times, and stuff starts to make sense. And so, but there is a benefit, there will always be a benefit. There's a lot of people who are following them who are on the same level as them. And so it's going to, as they go through the process, it's going to help these other people go through the process. So there's nothing that is all bad or all good. Everything is all things. Everything has to be all things. And, and it is just an important thing is when you are making choices for yourself. Really sit with it. Are you caught in ego? Do you feel that you need to rescue this person? I mean, and I, talking to my daughter so much this morning, there's been so much talk of this, talking about a teenager especially. And, to me, I had 4 teenage daughters. I was a teenage girl, and I had a lot of friends that were teenage girls. So I have, a unique perspective. And so when we have this teenage girl who is, doing things that are, trying to figure out the boundaries, as far as I'm concerned, that a lot of teenage girls get a lot of out of control behavior. And, I think probably all teenagers, but since I didn't raise boys, I can't say. And I had brothers, but my house was all split up and everything. So and my brothers, though, when they were out of control a lot. But, kids in general have to figure themselves out. And especially when you take kids who have been in the system. This is something people have got to, really wrap their heads around. These kids are way advanced in some areas. You're not going to go in and start telling them how to act, what they need to do, and follow your rules. And besides the fact, what are you going to do? Follow this person around for the rest of their life, telling them the rules and how to do this and how to do that? No, you have to release them into the wild and let them go out and fall down. That is the blessing of being a free-range child, and so you got to let kids go out, you put them on a leash and you let them go out, and hopefully they don't hang themselves, some do, but that's a part of existence. That is what, those people, when a kid goes out and does that, it's for the whole group of people who are affected. It was for whatever the experience that they came in to grow from. There's a reason. There's a purpose. Things don't happen by accident. They happen for a meaning. There's a purpose to everything that happens. And so, but kids need to learn who they are. They got to see. And to me, I was telling my daughter, you just, anytime a kid fucks up, that's your opportunity to give them some parameters, put the bumpers up on the lane and give them an idea. And to me, it's just circle back to it comes back on you, kid. You're the one who will be held responsible. You get yourself put in jail, then you're going to sit your ass in jail until they let you out. And, you get a lot of opportunities to get the kid to understand. And it's important because kids need to grow up and understand the parameters, but they need to set the parameters. We don't need to all live by someone else's rules. And we need to understand everybody's here for their own learning journey, but that they need to learn consequences. They need to learn to stop and think about it, be mindful, walk myself through it, maybe look at some different perspectives. How's this going to turn out? Take responsibility for themselves. Those are the things that they learn when you give them a little bit of rope to go out and experience the world. And that is where we have this big problem in the schools and stuff, where they're messing with these kids' minds, like telling them, for one thing, get them to worship science, but then start ripping things away and say, oh, no, that's old fashioned. There's no such thing as biology anymore. That's just an old people thing. Don't listen to them. And which creates more division, more confusion. And these kids that already are so lacking in identity, I mean, for a couple of generations at this point, that they have had parents out there just striving to get more money, and kids have been set by the wayside, set into, screens and programming centers, indoctrination camps. That's the whole thing has been to get them to this point where they have no identity. Take away their culture, and have them to not respect themselves, and to not even have the identity of if you're born a boy or a girl. Take away their basic, just the most basic fundamental concept of self. Take it away. Take it away, Sam. So yeah, it's nutty. But it has all been the progression of what even the conservatives, even if they want to blame it on the liberals, everybody wants to blame somebody, everybody's looking the other direction, but is that we allowed this stuff to happen because we were all looking the other way. Even though we were distracted and going out there trying to survive and go to work, there was a lot of shit that they were doing right under our noses, and we were just letting it go. What's on the programs tonight? I don't have time to think about, the problems of the world until they're knocking at your back door. Well, now they're knocking at everybody's back door. And, we've got a fucking gang of kids who are, they're completely have lost their minds and, have no identity. And they're going to be out there and they're going to be angry. They already are angry. They already are confused. And we haven't even flipped yet. You can feel the pressure of the flip coming. You can feel it. And it's coming. And, when it flips, people who you think are losing their minds are going to, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to be like a fucking atom bomb. I think it's going to be mental. So, and that could be when all of a sudden they pull all of us healing accounts out of the woodwork and start flooding the airwaves with people out there trying to explain to people, how to get control of yourself, what's going on here. And it's bigger than what you think. And, a mastery of self and, get control of the mind. So, and there is no shame. You release shame. Yeah, you've done stupid stuff. We all have done stupid stuff. But you have to release yourself, not bind yourself to these chains of shame. And so there's just, there's a whole process to the whole thing, the whole from start. And we are so far from the finish. When you have people out there who for the past year have been, trying to guide people, towards the Lord. But even, a lot of them, they get started talking about Yeshua and all this stuff. It's don't go to their fairy tale books. There is a lot of truth. There's a lot of prophecy. There's prophecy in all sorts of stuff. We have got tons of prophecy besides the Bible. So yeah, they've got some truth in the Bible. But the whole thing is it's a book to mess with your mind. It's a book to, you have a creator. We'll tell y'all about him. And we'll get you to worship him. But it is not. It's an upside down version of what is real. And so, that's why you don't want to be worshiping their God. because it is not a God that is it's a God they created. It is something that is manufactured by them. It isn't real. But then people give it life because they're in there worshiping it. So anyways, but you have these people, who are out there, who are leading people. But I've said this all along. I mean, you had people out there who are saying that they're psychic and they've got I'm on my third one. And people get your things, and they're just, I'm a psychic and I'll tell you what's happening. It's like, okay, I'm not really sure. What does your soul talk to you about? Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But, a lot of people, are in ego. And, even I had said something to that girl because, she's having a meltdown. And I don't remember what I said. It wasn't like trying to start a fight with her or something. It was just more of a statement, remember, I can't remember what I said, but, she saw it and came back right away. Well, what did I say? I said, I think I maybe said there is no God over you punishing you. And, I don't remember, but she said that she was listening to herself. She was going and giving because herself told her. That is, okay, so yourself could be telling you because yourself's trying to show you something that you need better boundaries. You need to pay better attention, because if you'd already gone through that experience and you'd already given more than you should have, then you would look at that experience differently. You would stop and think about it and be like, oh man, I already got burnt like that before. And I got to pay my electric. I can't go and give somebody else money for food. I could, maybe share some food I have, maybe give them a ride to the food bank. I don't know the situation, but, just think about other solutions than just you to give something that is going to put you in a bind. And so, anyways, it is just stuff to realize, because then, right away people start feeling victimized, and it's always God. It's always God making mistakes. God's out to get them. God wouldn't allow this. God wouldn't allow that. Now, guess what? God's allowing you all to make all your mistakes, and he's still, taking the flack for it. It kind of reminds me of like in the micro macro, he's trying to do all this good work and he's taking all of this negative flack. But it is, people need something to blame until they're ready to take responsibility for themselves. So all I'm saying is, work on that aspect of just taking responsibility for your choices and stuff. And they will be more impactful in what you'll learn when you're not playing the victim, when you are actually learning from the choices you make and taking responsibility. And then, go the extra mile and think about, like, why did I do that? Why did I make that choice? Would I have made that choice if, just go in there, play fucking volleyball with it and figure it out. Because anytime you do that, it's going to help you see things in a much bigger way. And that's always the best way to approach things is, to be able to see more, not see a little. And so anyways, that's my advice. So there was another thing too I wanted to... because there was a movie I put on yesterday, and it was one of those movies that totally came to me. Like, I don't even know these movies exist, and they come to me, and I'm like, and when they come to me, I've always got to start and see what it is all about. And this one, I think, is called Arctic Zone or something like that. It was on YouTube, and it was a trippy one because it was these corporate or entities that you don't want to know who these people are, but they are conducting experiments on us with frequencies. And in this movie, this guy was like in the Netherlands, and these were there was a whole bunch of different people on this ship, and there was these travel writer guys, And so they had this other camera guy come because, they were travel show guys. And then this other guy come with them because the regular camera guy couldn't come or something. And so they're out there and this whole weird thing happens. Birds start going in this weird circle, all this stuff. And suddenly all these people just disappear. And it was all this frequency experiment. And the one guy was there to monitor what happened in the experiment. And it made the animals go crazy. It was all sorts of stuff going on. And I was like, man, this is one of those movies. It was just, there was a lot of stuff in that movie. And so that was what I wanted to share, man. Like, and the whole thing with the frequency, and they're doing it. It's a fucking experiment. We're fucking lab rats, and some people are gonna have to really realize. It's in so many movies, but I was told that when I was a little kid. They were already telling me that. So that's not news to me. It's just, to me, it's like, when are you gonna start seeing the obvious and really realize what your place in this world is. So anyways, there was another thing too. What was that? It was oh my God. I was going to make a lettuce and tomato sandwich, and so I got out this lettuce. It is not fucking lettuce. It is fucking plastic. I do not know what the hell. I swear to God, I remember we used to be able to buy real, well, I don't know. I think the food has been in decline ever since the corporations took over. But just, being from anywhere where there was farms, like I've had real food, and it's so different. And it's no wonder, like I am so fucking sick right now. I can't even believe it. It's no fucking wonder. I swear to God, they are making the food more worse. They're spraying more chemicals. And there's some crazy ass footage you can go out and find right now. It was a weather camera and the news on this golf. There's a golf tournament going on or something. And in the golf tournament, a planet, I'm guessing it's Nauru. I'm not sure. But there's a planet, and the news guy is like, well, that's an unusual sight. Well, I wonder what that is. I think it might be a really unusual cloud or something. It's like, oh my God. And then there was some footage in this weather thing, and it shows it, and it moves. You see the whole fucking thing. So, no matter how much they're trying to cover in the sky and stuff, they can't hide it. The truth is coming out, and everything is going to fall apart. I don't know how it's all going to go down, but we're going to find out. Space isn't what we think, and there's, planets coming in all around us. Like, I don't know. This is so, I don't know. It's all so wacky. It's just so wacky. We find out there's no real space, but then we have these planets that are coming in. We got a firmament, like, I don't even know anymore. Like, it's so wacky. So anyways, as far as I'm concerned, just be prepared for anything. Anything can happen at this point. And I swear to God, I have to sit there, especially when I'm hearing explosions. And I had to keep my curtains closed yesterday. It was so fucking cold. I couldn't even believe it. And so I'm hearing explosions and stuff like that. And it's just remember, no matter what, no matter if things start exploding around you, we don't really die. They can't kill us. That's what you just got to keep remembering. That they can't kill you. If you decide you're dead and you let go of your being, then, but even I'm sure there's going to be people who are going to be crossing over and pushed back. I bet you there's going to be a lot. I bet we're going to have a huge influx of NDE stories that are going to be coming up here real quick in our near future. So anyways, just buckle up and be prepared for anything, because anything can happen at this point. So I will talk to you later. And, don't is what I have said. Don't just follow people blindly. And when you outgrow somebody, that is fine. Just keep going, because you're here on your journey to, get all that you can. You're vacuuming up this world with your own, all of the things that you need to know for yourself. So, don't get caught up or hung up. You've been following and somebody starts, their springs start coming out, then, just be like, oh, everybody gets the freedom to go through that, and some people are going to do it publicly. And some people are going to have to, take their feet out of their mouth, and like there'll be some drama for some people. But, just remember, we're all kind of in the same position. There's no room for judgment, no matter how, ridiculous some people end up, appearing at times. Just, people are going to learn the way they learn. So just, stay strong in yourself. That's all I know. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.